This is a Heap Games I'm speaking. And again, this light is blinding me. Blinding. This is my review for Robot Wars Series 10, Episode 2. Now, forgive me for not having my usual setup. It's been a long few days where I haven't been able to do the review straight after the episode, first off. Hence why it's going to be about 3 days late. I'm so tired that I just cannot motivate myself to get the whole backdrop up and use my proper camera, which is setting up all the legs and the focus and the editing program. So this is straight to YouTube from my phone. Sorry. Anyway, my review of this episode. I wish things wouldn't break so easily in this damn house. Stay up. There. Stop. You can tell it's not quite the usual production quality. Good episode. I enjoyed this one. Probably a little bit more than the last one, actually. Which I gave 8 out of 10, I think. So, the first thing I noticed about this one is that you've got 3 grand finalists in this episode. You've got Aftershock, Eruption, and Carbide, which is strange, really. I've never known it to have that many grand finalists packed into one heap before. And I believe they're all grand finalists in the last series as well, so that maybe they're just trying to vary up the grand final. Maybe they get the impression that they don't want the same grand finalists every year. Maybe, I don't know. But either way, it made for a pretty entertaining episode. But funnily enough, why am I slightly off centre? That's better. The best fight of that episode was the very first one. You had Big Nipper, Carbide, and Gabriel. Those two put on a hell of a show. That was pretty damn intense. You knew Carbide was going to win the judge's decision, but it was that feel, because that moment where part of the wheel of Carbide came off, you thought, hold on, there could be an upset here. And there was that little bit of tension that just went through the rest of the battle. And Gabriel that is such a better robot than Cherub ever was. Because it's a hell of a lot more interesting. And original. And it's a really good robot. Shame it went out so early. I think going up against Aftershock in its second battle was one grand finalist too many. And I don't think it goes quite as well against vertical spinners than horizontal spinners. But love Gabriel. Good to see it back again. Aftershock surprised me by not making it into the grand final or the last 10. Big Nipper was the one that beat Aftershock eventually. And at first I thought Big Nipper was one of those robots that almost sort of fills out the heat, for want of a better phrase. But that last battle that I had against Aftershock just blew my mind. That was probably my second favourite battle. You had the initial, just these things banging together, and then this underdog just turning the fight into a pummeling against Aftershock, which has never been my favourite, as you probably know if you've watched my previous reviews. That was brilliant to see Big Nipper just trounce Aftershock. Eruption was good. Enjoyed Eruption again. I've always had a bit of a soft spot for Eruption. Throws a lot of robots out of the arena, which still not sure if that's getting stale or not. Robots going out of the arena. It does cut fights short, but either way, it was still quite entertaining. Shame it couldn't put up a fight against Carbide. That was the grand final last time, and it's gone exactly the same with this time. Carbide is just so powerful. It's just so powerful. It's unstoppable. Is that part of the charm? I don't know. Has the lighting changed around me or something? I don't know. I'm really bright and suddenly the background's really dark. I don't know. I'm going off track again, sorry. What else? We had Crackers and Smash, which I don't think cluster bots work. We've got to that stage now where so many have tried, and they're just too lightweight to cope with big bugger off spinners, or even bigger bugger off flippers. And they literally do bugger off out of the arena. The arena itself getting damaged again, which is a recurring theme now. I don't think it's going to be a surprise to anyone from now on when the arena comes to pieces. And probably one of the most unusual parts of this episode was the constant use of Circular and Shunt, which even Jonathan Pierce was beginning to mention towards the end of the episode, how they were doing overtime and no one else was showing up. I don't think Dead Metal showed up once. Matilda showed up once. Apart from that, it was all Circular and Shunt. But that's completely aside and completely trivial, and no one gives a bollock. So, to summarise this episode on this crappy quality video that you're subjecting yourselves to, I enjoyed this one. Some cracking battles. The best one, Gabriel and Carbide, with Big Nipper making a cameo, and then Big Nipper and Aftershock. Great battles. Not quite as good as the Beam Off Apollo one, but still, it made for a quality episode. And I'm going to have to give this one an 8.5. So between 8 and 9. So yeah, chuck an 8.5 on it. Use the decimal for this one. Enjoyed it. Looking forward to next week. This has been a Heap of Games. I'm speaking. Try toodle pip toodaloo and cheerio. Better quality next time, I promise. And hopefully it'll be up earlier as well, rather than 3 days late. Right, now bugger off the lot of you. Where's the off button on this thing?